represents a star. I couldn't find anything white, so I'm using silver. All right, and this is really beautiful. Like I said, I did the Northern Star on YouTube using this before, and I think I did two different wreaths with this particular piece, and it's beautiful. All right, so then I got this last year at your Family Dollar. This is your manger, and it's $5 at Dollar General. Sorry, not Family Dollar, Dollar General. Sorry about that. $5 at Dollar General. All right, and it's a nice piece. It's a big manger for $5 at your Dollar General. All right, so go check them out because they always have mangers there. I didn't even know there was a zip tie on this little guy. Let me get that off. So check. I'm going to leave that on there because it looks. I know why I put it on there because the little baby Jesus, you have to zip. It has a zip tie to hold him on because it actually, this is an activity, so that's a loose piece. That's why it's on there. But this is from. You can put a little glue and put them on there. There is a zip tie on there. It came that way, but now I know why. It's to hold them in, which is perfectly fine. But your Dollar General. Also, Walmart has a smaller manger for $2.98. I saw that today when I went looking for a star. Alright, this is a really pretty, it's a big piece for $5. You can't go wrong with it. And it's really pretty. I like it. It's beautiful. Alright, so at Walmart, they have, this is the first time I actually saw these. I was looking for my other lights, and they're out. I mean, everybody's sold out of everything. Of course, Christmas is right around the corner. All right, so these are silver stars, and they're white. They're a warm white. So we're going to put this in through the wreath as well, okay, at the top of the wreath near the stars. So I was really excited about this. It's really pretty. There's 18 silver stars on here, and they light up white, and that's from your Walmart. All right, and it's wired, so you know how I like wired. It's easier to work with. So this is from Walmart, your stars. The big silver one is from Cracker Barrel. Keep an eye out because other places sell things that are similar. Walmart does. I went, they didn't have it in this year. They had it last year, I remember. Also keep an eye out at your Dollar Trees because they always have something that's similar, okay? It may not be exactly the same. And again, this square is 16 inches, and that came from Walmart as well. And those, you can find them. All right. Now this, in the store, I haven't been able to buy them online, but I can find them in the store in the craft section at Walmart. All right. So this is your burlap. This is also Walmart burlap. All right. So remember when we do these pieces that you put your burlap at the bottom, and then you're going to use your sapphire blue at the top. Hi, Miss Lynn. Hello. I love you. Hi, Judy. I love you. Aw, hi, Janet. Hi, Cindy. I see you. I love you, sweetheart. Aw. Cindy, go to your settings in your phone. You have to go to your settings in your phone. Alright, it's the little wheel. Alright, so in your phone, you'll have a little wheel on there. And iPhone has done a bunch of updates and stuff. And for Facebook and for YouTube. Alright, and the different things. If you go to your settings, go into your settings, and it'll say, you'll see your apps. YouTube, Facebook, and you have to give them permission to go through your phone to be able to go on here and comment. So let me see if I can actually show you. Alright, let me zoom this in so I can show everyone, because you're not the only one. I couldn't even go live yesterday. We had to go in. So Facebook and YouTube, even Instagram, there was, because of the COPPA, everything you have to give them permission. Just because you have the app downloaded doesn't mean they have permission to use it. All right, it's part of the law that's coming out, and all the apps are using it. All right, so you're going to go to your settings. Every phone or everything has a setting, and mine is, hold on, it's right here. It's that little wheel. Here, let me see if I can get it built out. Okay, that's my setting. It's a little wheel thing. You hit your settings, all right, and in through here are going to be your apps, all right. So you're going to go down to your app, go to Facebook, go to YouTube, and you're going to hit your app. And with that, you're going to actually give them permission. You're going to give them permission to go through your phone to use that app, all right? It's a privacy thing. So you're going to turn it green, giving them permission. And then once you do that, you should be all set in commenting. Like I was saying yesterday, there is a update that they're doing, and it's going to be for every phone. Apple came out first. I had to update my YouTube, and I had to update my Facebook permission. It's like a location privacy thing, all right? Google is all part of it too, because they're part of YouTube. So just go to your settings, and you're going to give that app permission to use through your phone, and you'll be able to comment, all right? It's going to say something about location and privacy and this and that, so you just do it for certain apps. You have to approve it for each app. If you don't do that, you're going to have problems commenting on Facebook and YouTube and all of that, all right? Okay, so this is 16-inch square Wreath frame. And Cindy, I know you called me a couple times. I need to call you. I miss you. If we're not too late tonight, I would love to call you and talk to you. I miss you, honey. I miss you. All right, so we're using burlap from Walmart. You can get the burlap from Hobby Lobby too. Now remember that I'm going to actually use, instead of using royal blue, like our regular royal blue mesh, we're going to use the sapphire ombre, all right? And with the sapphire ombre, I was going to cut it in half and do like a 5-inch, but I actually know what I want to do, so we're going to actually just cut them into 10-inch squares, all right? So we're going to be doing ruffle, loop, ruffle and loop, and we're going to also highlight around the Wreath frame. So you're just going to take, I got 2 rolls of this out because honestly I don't know how much I want to use, but we're actually going to cut this. I'm going to cut it in front of you, alright? That way you can see how I cut it, because everyone asks, Carmen, yours doesn't look like it frays. Everything frays. It's just how you cut it. And I do use the heated tool. And after you're done with your Wreath, please don't spray it inside the house, but I always do the heated tool again at the end. Usually the next day I'll do it again, and then I'll take it outside and I'll spray it with my adhesive, and then I'll spray it with the sealer, the acrylic sealer. Alright, so when you're working with the ombre, remember that this has metallic in it. Metallic is very easily pulled apart, and it can come apart easy. So you know, that's why I prefer to do loops like we did with the candy cane. Alright, because you hide that. You're hiding the fray as you're looping it and rolling it. And also, you know, then you seal it and you don't have the edges you're worried about. Now you can use your 5.5-inch mesh that you get from Dollar Tree, or you can get the 5.5 from your Hobby Lobby, and you can roll that, or you can do the ruffle, do the whole thing in a ruffle. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do in loops, alright? So we're going to do our 10-inch loops is what I want to do. And you know, using our cutter makes life so much easier. I'm going to move this over to have more room. I'm going to pull this up to 30. Alright, so we got 30 and 30. Oh, so what we are going to do after the holiday starts to slow down, I'm going to do a question and answer night. And I'm going to sit and talk with all of you, and you guys can ask me questions and I'll answer them. And we'll go over certain things together. Because I know a lot of you are trying to start a business and you're new to this. So we'll do a question and answer one night. I think it would be really fun for all of us. Also, we're getting to know each other. We're family on here. So I think it'd be good for us to do a question and answer one night and go over all the things about wreaths and crafts and where I buy stuff, what I suggest, what I think is good, what I don't, and we can go over upcoming tutorials, and we can go over what you want to learn. So we will do a question and answer night after the holidays. I'll sit down and we'll do a whole hour of nothing but answering your questions, going over certain techniques and certain things and stores and all the things you want to ask me. I will be more than happy to sit down and we can talk about stuff. And we're a family. I think it'll be good for us. So I'm going to zoom this down as I'm cutting it. I use the mesh roller, and that's from Susie's Wreath and things. I do have a link to buy it. All right, I have links for that. I'm an affiliate through her. So, all right, we're going to go from 30 to 20, and then from 20 to 10, and then to 0. And this makes it really easy. And I do use rocks. You all know rocks is our lifesaver. All right. Now you see how it moves some, and this is why we use rocks. And with this, it's kind of thinner. So it's best to have, if you don't have the rocks, remember that holidays are about to change. Right after Christmas is when they put out their decorative rocks. As you can see, I have an owl one, I have St. Patty's, I have Valentine's Day. It's right after the holidays, all this comes out. Alright, so I'm going to move this up to make sure it's 20, because you do want at least 10 inches. Alright, now remember that the blue and the silver is going to pop together, which is really going to be beautiful. And it's different. It's not what everybody's doing. We're doing it in a square. We're using a sapphire ombre. So see how that moves some? Even put a rock here to hold it, because this is thin. It's a thinner mesh. So, and you don't want to, you want to kind of get it cut nice and even, not zigzagged. So the more you have to hold it down, the better. So that's just me. And they're only $1. Dollar General and Dollar Tree all sell the rocks. And like I said, right after Christmas, you're going to see their spring rocks, Valentine's Day. You see your St. Patty's Day. They have some with butterflies. I got this one for Valentine's Day. It has hearts on it. I have a St. Patty's one that I got at St. Patty's. I have 4th of July one. I have a owl one that came out in spring. So as I would go, I would just pick up 2 rocks here or there. They actually sell pretty fast because people use rocks to decorate their yards and stuff. But they're awesome to hold your mesh down. Alright, you can use paperweights if you want. Anything to hold it down. Alright, you don't want this to catch. And I always move it up just slightly. There you go. Again. I need to charge this. I can hear it. I haven't charged it in a while. So you can actually hear the blade when it needs to be recharged. Alright, you'll hear how it moves once you get used to it. So, now I don't know how many we're going to use because we are doing a square and not an oval or round. Alright, so we'll see. And we're doing something totally different. I usually with a square, I only do the pull through ruffle. That's it. But because I was going to cut this in half, like I said, and then I said, you know what? The little lining in here, the little strings of your metallic, they come loose real easy. So just cutting it on each side is enough. If you cut it in the center, it's more able to pull apart. And that's why we're going to do 2 different techniques together tonight. All right, so again, and you shouldn't need too much, but you know me, sometimes I cut too much and then sometimes I don't have enough. All right, but I'll count the pieces. In your 10-inch roll, you get 34 pieces, 34 to 36, usually 34 at 10 by 10 inches, all right, per a roll. So, but we're doing half the wreath and burlap and half of it with your ombre mesh. Like I said, it is foiled. So with foil, you have to be a little careful with it, and I prefer to do loops with foil unless I'm doing the joy ruffle. Now the joy ruffle I like because again, you're tucking everything in so you don't get that fray. It's tucking in the ends. So I do like that. So you're just going to take it and cut it. And we're going to stop at this, and then as I need more, then I'll cut more. Alright? So we just cut, what, 18 pieces in just that short bit of time. Alright? So this is all I'm going to cut right now. And then as we need more, I'll cut more and I'll count how many pieces you need. Alright? Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move my rocks over because I want to help. We'll do the burlap first because I don't want to confuse you. Alright, we'll do the burlap first. You can take your zip tie. I always use 1 zip tie. Alright, when I put this on. So you can take your zip tie. And you use more than 1, but 1 to start it off. Alright. Now you're going to take your manger and figure out how thick do you want the bottom of this and where do you want the sky to start on your wreath. And a good thing to do is, what I like to do anytime we're using something like this is more of your ground here and this is more of your sky. Alright. So you're only going to need 1 roll of your burlap, and we're probably not going to need all that because we're doing half and half. So a good thing to do is I like to take it right up here to the roof. So you're going less than half with your burlap, less than half. Here's a star that comes on the manger. All right. So this is going to be like the ground here, and then this is going to be your sky. Alright, so measure it by the size manger. The smaller mangers, of course, you would figure out how you want that. So a good way, like I said, take it to the very edge of your square, one edge to another, because that's where we're going to attach it on. I'm going to take it right here to the edge of the manger, where the roof starts. Alright, so that is not even half, right? Less than half of your frame. So that being said, I'm actually going to start it here. Now you have a choice with this. Remember that your manger, the manger itself, covers right here because of how big it is. So if you're going to use a smaller manger, then you're going to want to do, you can do a 2-bar with this, with your burlap. I'm using a bigger manger, so I'm going to just use the center bar. And honestly, you can just use the center bar. You don't have to do the whole entire thing. So we're going to get our zip tie again. That one's way too big. And I'm actually going to look for a small. I have small little zip ties. Alright, you're just going to take this, and remember with burlap, I'm going to take it up to the corner here, because you're going to scrunch it down to your desired width, how fat you want it and where you want it to go, because you're ruffling it in. So I'm going under in between the two pieces. Burlap has holes in it already. So you're going under, in. I actually want that a little bit smaller. Here. Okay. And this is going to start it, and it'll keep it nice and tight. You don't even, some people don't even use this, but because you're doing half and half, you need something to hold it in. All right, because we're not going to fill this whole section out. You're doing half of it. So you're just going to pull it, and remember that this is going to ruffle up and thicken up. All right, if I feel I want to do another layer of it, then I'll show you that. But I honestly don't think we will. I've done these before and only did one layer. All right, so I'm actually going to take this up. You just pull it in half and pull it in towards you. All right, in half and in towards you. When I get to where this is thick on this end, I'm going to push it that way, because remember we have the sky. All right, so right in half, all you're doing is pulling it under and half around your bar. That's it. Now you're going to see that it does catch sometimes. All right, what I mean is it'll catch on the little bars here. So you're just going to take it up and in. All right, up from underneath and in. All right, so remember we're doing half. So I'm going to squish it down. I'm going to take this and see if that's where I want it. And it's perfect. It's right where I want it, where the roof starts. Now you can make it a little bit thicker if you want. All right, this is not going to come loose because of how we're going to add the next color on top. So don't worry about, oh, that's going to fall out. No, it'll be fine. So I'm actually going to do one more. You want it a little bit tighter than that. So just pull it up and in. Push it in. Now you're going to go down right here. You see that little bracket? You just go up. It goes under and up. Alright? Under and up. That's all you're doing. Under and up. The tighter you get, the better. And that's why I got 2 rolls of this, even though you're not going to need 2 rolls. But you never know. You may decide, hey, I want it real tight, so I'm going to use 2 exact rolls. Now, if you're going to buy Hobby Lobbies, what I get in 1 roll at Walmart, you're going to need 2 rolls of Hobby Lobbies, right? For some reason, Walmart is 10 yards, I believe, and Hobby Lobbies is 5, right? So I actually get more from Walmart. Right, so you just pull it up. Remember that it just goes. So as we're going over our corner, you're just going to push it. Do not worry about, oh, I got it wrong. It's okay. It's a ruffle and it all comes together. So as you're starting to go around your corner here, pull it up. You can even put it under here if you need to pull it. Some people let it drop to the floor. I don't. I should have turned the fan on though, because I could breathe in some of the fibers. So remember that burlap does hurt your lungs, so I don't like to really cut it, and you can smell it as you're working with it. So try to keep your fan on and keep it ventilated. That being said, let me text my husband to come and turn on the fan, because I can actually smell it. And I kind of want a little bit of airflow in here so I don't smell it that much. But you'll see that burlap, if you use it, you really need to use a mask, and it can become toxic, right? Anytime you are working with burlap, please make sure you wear a mask and make sure it's ventilated in your room. So you can wear your mask that you use for your hands. Let me just text my husband, Chris, please turn I can't climb over this awful. Here, I'll get it. Need to. He'll come in and put it on for me. Should have turned it on. It's cold. We don't like, it's cold. I don't want a fan, but I really need it because I can smell it. Alright, so I don't work a lot with burlap because if you have COPD or asthma, it can irritate. So please wear a mask. Alright, because it can hurt you. Fibers are toxic. Thank you. I love you. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, so see how I got this in? Nice and tight. Perfect. Okay, and if you feel that, oh, that little piece, I don't like it. So you can just pull it out until you get it where you want it. I want it directly in the center, and I want to pull up. Directly in the center and pull up. Right? And it ruffles it. Now you're going to go to your next layer. Again, there's the bracket right here. Now you can also, I'm going to pull this up, see if I can squeeze any more in before I go to that one. Pull, take it with your 2 fingers, pull. I want it a little bit tighter. Alright, the tighter it is, the less you have of it coming out because it holds it in for you. You can also take zip ties and go through this inside your ruffle, and you're not going to see it, and attach it in it if you have a problem with it coming loose. Alright, so now we're going to go, here's your little crossbar. Pull this up directly in half and towards you. Alright, so once you get a good grip on it, it's really not hard. This is very simple to do. It just takes time. And some people are like, how does it stay in? It stays in because this gets tighter it is, the more it stays in. If you do a loose ruffle, then I suggest putting in an extra zip tie. And we'll do that. I'll put one in to show you. You don't see the zip ties. Right? There we go. A lot of times I have to lift it up just a little bit. You always pull from underneath and not over. Alright, so I'm pulling from underneath. The mesh is, the burlap is underneath. Alright, so you pull directly in half from underneath. There you go. You're going to see this is all going to blend in. It's really pretty. They also, Walmart has like a off-white you can get too. It's like a ivory. It's really pretty. But for some reason, they're in smaller rolls. The only one that has the bigger rolls is the regular burlap. They're bigger rolls. You get more for your money. We want it to look like ground. So that's why we're doing it this way. But you can actually get the off-white, and it's, like I said, it is a beautiful color. I love ivory, as you all know. It's ivory. Alright, so again, this is where I want it. See if this is where you want it. This goes down. You squish it in. I can fit a little bit more. So the more you squish it, the less it's going to come loose. Alright, pull. Pull. And thank you, Judy, for bringing this up, sweetheart. I love you. She's like, Judy said, everybody wants to know how to make it. I was like, okay, a good change of pace. I'll do that today. We'll get away from the truck. We just did a truck last night. We'll do that another day. I'm still doing all the Christmas I promised in here. We're just adding a little bit to it. Alright, so this is where I want it, the desired. So I'm going to go up. Here's your bracket. Just pull it up in half. So it's underneath. Here's your bracket. And pull it. And get this down a little more so you can see. Alright, pull. Right. You do know, as all of you know, that I do take zip ties and grapevines. Alright, So if you wanted to cut, don't like cutting burlap, but if you want to, you can actually cut your burlap and put it on a vine and do a vine with ruffles, and put burlap at the bottom and the blue at the top, and it looks there. It's beautiful. It's actually beautiful on a vine. Alright, so here we go. So we are just going to need one roll, which is good. As you see, all I'm doing is just pulling it. So again, I'm going to put this over here like I did on that side, and then I'm going to pull it. That way it's not over here pulling. So we're just going to finish this up, right, directly in half. This is right here at the corner. That's the one that you always will be like, oh, I don't know. It's going to come out. It's too loose. It's fine. Alright. And if we want to secure it, we'll add our little zip ties in there. That's all. Alright. The tighter it is, the more it stays in. It doesn't come out. But if you need security, zip ties are great. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to pull this up, see if I can get more in. Yeah, I can get just a tad bit more. Make it as tight as I can get it. Right, hear it squeak. About as tight as I'm going to get it. Alright, here's your crossbar. Right here, pull your mesh. The crossbar's here. You're just pulling it up and around. There we go, in half. That's all you're doing. This is called the pull-through ruffle. Alright. This we're going to try and get as tight as we can and even it to that side. Alright. And try to use up the whole roll, because like I said, I don't like really cutting this, but I might have to cut it. But as you see, once you get a hang of it, you're taking your fingers, thumb on the outside, fingers here, you're pulling it in half. Alright? That's all you do. And if it doesn't look right, you can pull it out and do it again. You know, sometimes you have to do it a second time until you get your desired look. Alright. So that being said, let me get this here, as I think I am where I'm going to have to cut it. And I can get, yeah. That needs to come out just a tad bit. That's it. Okay, so you're going to take your zip tie here before you cut it. Like I said, please wear a mask and have it very ventilated. Alright, I'm going to take the small, skinny zip ties. So you can take your Dollar Tree ones, most definitely. You don't need expensive zip ties for this. Alright, small ones are good. I'm going to take it, and again, I'm going to go underneath. This is directly in half. Underneath, you're just pushing this through. These are holes inside your burlap. So under your bar, okay, through the holes of the burlap, slightly put this up. There you go. Over. Want it as close as possible. There you go. Around your bar, through the holes of your burlap, and over. Okay. Do not worry about showing. All of that you're not going to see once I cut that burlap. Alright, so I'm going to take this. Again, we're going to adjust this. Here's where the hole is to hold it. I said I really don't like cutting this, but I do. I'm going to take it. Yes, it goes right through your burlap. There we go. Alright, so we used almost a roll. So you only need one. That was 10 yards from your Walmart. Alright? So as you can see, this is nice and tight in here. See, I went over. You just go under your bar and start again and pull it in for a ruffle. Alright, so when you go through this, if you feel that, oh, it's too thin, it's going to come out, I don't trust it, take your zip ties. The best thing to do is just secure your ends. Alright, you're going to feel where your bar is. I'm going to lift this just right here. I can feel the bar. Just push the ruffle over slightly. I'm going to take this little teeny zip tie. It's skinny, it's not little, but you know what I mean, very thin. Go. Make sure this is here, up to the side, in, around your bar, zip tie. Alright, it's going to give it the security that you desire. And you can do that at where every bar is, if that's what you want. Most certainly you can do that. So what I mean by that, every bracket. So you go again. Here's where my bracket is. You can take it if you feel you need it. I go here. This is the bracket one. Right? I'm going to take it here where the crossbar is. Push it underneath. Flip it. Zip tie. Nobody even sees it. It's just to give you that security if you feel that it's too loose. Alright? So that's all you would have to do. You just scrunch this up. Alright, so we're going to go on to our next part. It is fun to make and it's beautiful. The sky's the limit. And with the squares, they're fun because they look 3D. So they're really, really fun. And my nose is all itchy from the burlap. You can smell. Got an itchy nose. Alright, here we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is we cut some of it, but what we're going to do is we're going to line the outside. Alright? So what I mean by that, do you remember when I did the 3-leaf and the 4-leaf clover? Alright, and we used the Dollar Tree mesh. We're just going to take this metallic. I'm going to take it right here. I'm going to push this as far as I can. Put it around my bar. Where did I put my zip ties? Moving everything and then I forget. Alright. I'm going to take this right here. I like to use the teeny ones. I'm just going to go in through the mesh. I wrapped it, I kind of bubbled it, and then wrapped it around it. Alright. Now we want to fill this in to look like a sky. So this is just to kind of give it like a border going around this. Alright, what I mean by that is I'm giving it a border. This is going to keep your burlap in place and it's going to line the frame. Alright, and we're going to fill it in with loops. Alright, so all I did was just kind of loop it and just putting it, just going to push it just around, only around, Did I really cut that? No. There we go. Just around. And take another zip tie. I just want it around the border. We're just like tracing it, right? Tracing it, giving me like, you know how you would, when you color, I don't know if anyone likes to color. When I was a little girl, you would trace the picture and then shade it in. Basically, that's what we're doing. I'm just going around it, just around it. No big deal. I'm just lining the outside. That's all I'm doing. Alright. Take one over here. You're not going to see any of the zip ties. Alright. Because we're going to be adding our loops. This is going to give it like a border. Like coloring in with your crayons. So all it's going to do is giving the outside of this a border. So when you put your loops in, this is going to help hold them in and shape it like a square. Alright, so that's all I'm doing is tracing my square. We get another small one. I like the real skinny ones when I do this. Just on certain things. Just right here. Just take it, again, just lining it. You're framing out your picture. Pretend this is a picture. We're doing a 3D type activity picture. You're taking your pencil or your crayon and you're tracing it out around it. Alright? Like a painting. You're framing it. Alright, that's all we're doing. We're just framing it in. There you go. You can take this one. I'm going to go right here. And you don't have to do this. I just like to frame it when it's a square. I prefer to frame it in. Alright, I'm going to take one right here, right at the edge. And before I do that, I'm going to actually cut it. Take this right to here. Take a small little zip tie underneath and just framing out the color. And it's going to help keep your loops in. Alright? That's all we're doing. Alright, so now we're going to fill this in with blue and you're not going to see your zip tie. You can actually get navy blue zip ties. They do sell them. They sell them in all the colors. So that being said, now we're going to do our loops. So we framed it. We got our burlap on. We framed our square. I want one more. Sorry. I'm not happy with it. You know me in particular. I want one right at this corner here. Just one more. So frame it out. Alright. There we go. Alright. You know the looping method. Now, like I said, I prefer to use 5.5 or 6 inch. Your Dollar Tree mesh is perfect, or Hobby Lobby if you want. And the sapphire blue when doing this to fill it in. But we're using the metallic, and it's 10 inches by 10 yards. And I'm doing 10-inch loops, which is great because we're going to fill this all in. Alright, and you don't want to cut metallic. So we're going to take it, and you can actually cut this in 6 inches like I said with the Candy King. You can do your 6-inch loops if you want. This is going to give it a lot of color. It's going to pull out the silver and the blue. It's beautiful. And as you can tell, this is not going to be what you see everybody's doing. This is different. We're doing different. We're taking it and doing it different. Alright, so remember, we want to get inside of this. Alright, you're going to aim your loops. You're going to take it to the corner here. Right here, and you're going to pinch it in. Like that. Let me just grab all these zip ties here. So I like the small ones. Alright, and take it. So right here, it's like 1/3. Alright. And take this right here around around your center bar. Oops. Make sure you get it around your mesh. Okay, around your center bar right here. Around your mesh. There's one. And take it right in here. Remember that you have your right in here is where your manger is going. So if you need something to visualize, the manger is going right here. The sky starting right here. Okay? So as you see what I'm doing, you're going to see me filling this in. I'm going to take it. Remember that it starts right here, so you don't need this right here. But it kind of holds it up for you. Alright, we're going to take this. Push it to the side up here and kind of like folding it. Take another zip tie onto your inner bar. Beautiful. This is your 10-inch loop. See that? Now, back here, if you want to put some here behind her, you can. You could also leave that open and put a little light there, or if you're going to cover the back of this, you can put a color underneath, alright? I kind of like that kind of open because the lights are going to make that pop. So it's an opening behind Mary. So again, you're going to take your 10-inch loops. I'm taking 3. We're doing 1, 2, 3. Take this, 1/3, so right here, 1/3 to your center bar. Take your zip tie around that center bar. So, and you can even, right here's a ridge, so just take it to that ridge. Alright. Crossbar. On. Remember, you shape this as you go too. Don't be scared to shape your loops. Now, this being said, do I want it here? Most definitely, because that's going to highlight that right here. So I'm going to leave that right here. And then as we go, you're going to see me layer it. So that's behind your manger. You have a loop here. You can also take this. I'm showing you several ways. You can leave it like that, or you can take your loops, just like we did with the first ones. You kind of pinch it right here. Pinch all 3 right there. Alright. Tie around your loops, around your inner bar, your 3rd bar. So here we go. You want it to shape up and over. Don't be afraid to shape your mesh. Alright? This is all in how you fold it and move it. See how pretty that is? Beautiful. And this is with 10-inch, everybody. You can do 10-inch loops. And this is your border. See how it's holding it in and keeping your shape in? That's what we want. There we go. Gives it a 3D illusion. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So here we go. Again, you're going to roll 1. I had a doctor's appointment today. And here we go. 2. Yes, I gave my blood and talked with my doctor and everything. So I was very busy today. There you go. 3. Alright, again, 1/3 of your 10-inch loops. Don't be afraid to shape it to your center bar. Remember, we lined the first bar, so you're coloring it in like you're using a crayon. There you go. Cut. Take another zip tie. You're going to go right here, and this is going to push it over. This is your 3rd bar. Shape your loops. So if you need to bubble it up, make it shape, twist it in. Don't be afraid to do that. See how beautiful? Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Look how pretty that is. That is gorgeous. So let's see what we have so far. See how beautiful this is? See that blue and the silver glisten? Absolutely gorgeous. This is going to be a beautiful piece. Alright. Here we go. And I will count all these for you. Alright. This is gorgeous. You have your sapphire blue with a little bit of light blue and the silver to make it pop. It's absolutely breathtaking. So you got 3 loops. 1, 10 by 10 inch is what I cut them. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Remember, you do 1/3 with a small zip tie. 1/3. There you go. Push it down. Now we're using the square right here, the edge of your square, the triangle part, your very edge. Alright? So you kind of want to get this shaped really good. So you're taking 1/3, bring it around that little edge there. Another zip tie. You're going to kind of bubble this up right here. So basically I'm pinching it about 1 inch. I'm twisting it up with my fingers. I'm going around the center bar. Your center bar. So you're twisting it. Right? Don't pull it down until you get this where you want it. And pull. See? The mesh shapes for you. It's all in the little twist that you do when you're applying this on to your frame. Alright? Beautiful. This is gorgeous. I'm very happy with the colors. So far, this is what we have. There we go. Let me show you. So far, there's your blue. There's the ground. Here's your sky. This is what we have so far. Wait till you see when it's done and we decorate it. You're going to love it. So, some things I like, this is I have designs that I don't share on YouTube, and that's what you're going to learn in this group. I'm teaching you things I'm not teaching everybody else. Some things I kind of want to keep to myself, because we do have people that try to make tutorials out of my stuff, and it's just not nice. Not nice. So I try to keep some things to myself, but I am teaching all of you all my tricks and things that I do that I don't show there in here. They'll see a picture of it, but they're never going to guess how I put it on. They'll never guess. You wouldn't guess that I used 10. You wouldn't guess that I crunch it, that I double zip tie, that I shape it. You wouldn't know that. You would look at it and say, where'd she get that? That's got to be 5.5. How'd she do that? You wouldn't know. Alright, so we're going to go, you're going to frame it in. So take your little zip tie, small zip tie. Again, 1/3, pinch it. Going around, right here is your crossbar, so I'm going to go ahead and use this right here on the crossbar. Alright, here's 1/3 right there up next to where we framed our square. There we go. Perfect. Very happy. Alright, so we do need to kind of keep this here. Alright, don't worry, it fills as we go through it. So I'm going to twist it slightly over because we still have this to fill it. Alright, so just slightly over, slightly, right, just like this. So pinch it. It's about 1 inch. I'm pinching all 3 at once. Taking a zip tie, we're going around the inner bar, around all 3. Okay, so 1 inch, you pinch it, you're shaping it where it's going in. Alright, so what I mean by that is it's 1 inch, kind of pinch it right here. It's around that inner bar, bar 3. I'm pinching it, twisting it. Pull this down. There you go. Beautiful. This is gorgeous. And you don't get a lot of fray because if you saw me cut it right in front of you, because you're doing the loop. So you're not going to have all that fray. Right? And we framed it out. So it's beautiful. I do beach ones like this. So this spring, about March, April, I have designs using the square frame and oval and our grapevines, where I'm going to teach you in this class how to do certain techniques and make it look like a real ocean and use things that I'm doing now with you. This is stuff you don't see other people doing that I do, that I will be teaching you. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun because I'm going to teach you some things you've never seen before. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, so we're going to take this. We're going to roll it. 1. I like 3. Okay. I do have to cut some more, but that's fine. I actually have 3 rolls, but you're not going to need more than 2. If that. Remember, I only cut so far. I think it's 18. So I'll count them when we're done, and that'll tell you there's 34 10 by 10 by 10 inch squares that you get out of one roll of 10 yards. There's 34 pieces you get. So when I count it, then you'll know how many rolls you'll need. By the way, how many I use. Okay, so you're going to pinch it again. 1/3. Pinch it. Zip tie around your center bar. Center bar. I'm pushing it over. So again, push it where you want it. Pull it in. Now a little bit tighter. Cut this. 1 inch of pinch. 1 inch. Take it over. Right here. And it's perfect. See that? Perfect. Covers like a sky and everything. Perfect. Very happy with it. So you're pinching it. 1 inch of your 3 here. And you're going to slightly twist. Take your zip tie. Go around bar 3 around your loops. Okay, so you're kind of like forming your loops to go. Alright, and don't worry about seeing anything because we're filling this up. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Alright, I'm going to cut some more so we can fill this in. There we go. I'm going to move this over. Very, very beautiful. I'm very happy with it. Very happy. Now, since I cut this, I have to even this out when I cut it off. But that's fine. fine. Nothing's ever perfect. But that's when after I framed the frame, I cut it, and that's why it's like that. So I'm going to trim the edges of this. Okay, and like I said, I prefer to use rocks to hold everything down because with the metallic, it slips. And I also, as you know, I love the mesh roller. It holds everything down. It's so much easier. Okay, so much easier. So let's see. We're going to pull this up 30. This one up to 30 as well. I'm going to trim this down. Trim it down. There we go. Because I cut the edge of it while it was on the frame. So you got that little squiggly line we need to make even. Alright. So just cutting that off. There we go. See how it moves? That's why we have rocks. And you can get some heavy duty paperweights. They're great. They really are. They're just more expensive. Put this here to hold it. I'm doing everything in front of you tonight. Cutting everything. You're learning step by step everything I do from start to finish. No guessing on it. I'm doing everything. Cutting everything. 100%. So I didn't cut anything ahead of time. Everything I'm doing in front of you. So you're going to see how long it takes me to make it. So you can schedule out for your day to make something like this. You're going to know the time it took me to cut and to make and everything, the total amount of time. Cut, putting it together, all of it, from start to finish. Okay, sometimes if this is still a little bit too loose from you, you can always cut it from down here first. Okay, I have done this before, and with this mesh, you most definitely even start from the bottom. Alright, your rocks, so you have them nice and even. Oops. Alright, just make sure that you get it. I'm using 10 by 10. You can definitely do 10 by 6. You can, but I like 10 by 10 because I like the foils to show. And I like the color of it. Alright. Here we go. We just cut 12 more. I'm going to do, let's see, it was 18. I put there, I think it was 18. I'll have to count it for you. Let's do a few more. Just because, see how I use the mesh and I kind of crunch it together. I just want to make sure I have enough. So if I have a little extra cut, that's okay. Fillers, remember you can always use it as fillers. So once you put your lights on, if you feel you need, oh, I think I need a couple more pieces, it's always good to have a couple pieces on hand to fill in. Because you see, sometimes I don't have enough and I have to take it apart. Especially with the ombre, because it's thin. This is thinner mesh, so you're going to see, okay, what I could use with eyelash or this mesh, I'm probably going to need a couple more pieces with this. It's perfectly fine. You want to make your manger as beautiful as possible. So I really, really like this. Alright, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Even if you have your little wave in there, you're rolling it. Don't have to be perfect. Right? I know I have a real big thing where I have to try to make something perfect, and sometimes I ruin it because I put too much into it. That's why I'm still looking at the Wreath from last night, and I think on Saturday when we do our next class on here, I am going to add a bow to last night's because it's sitting on the wall in front of me and I keep staring at it. I'm like, you know what? Even though it's beautiful the way it is, I have some turquoise and some light blue snowflake ribbon and some white. And even if it's just a small little bow to the side, nothing big, something small. I'm talking small, not big. Smaller 3-ribbon little bow to put on the side of that. It's been bothering me. I've been trying to make the bow all day today. And I said, you know what? I promised them that if I do it, I would do it in front of them and make the bow. So it is killing me. So Saturday when we do our class, I am going to be adding a small, it's light blue and turquoise with little snowflakes on it, and I have some white that I can put on there. It's like white with a little bit of silver in it, and we'll be making a small bow, not the big bows. Like I'm talking about maybe 6 inches in diameter, like 3 inches on each side, maybe 4, but not the big bows that we do. Something just to accent the wreath from last night, because it's bothering me. I want to put a bow on it. It's really bothering me. But I promised to do it in front of you, so I have to wait. We're doing this tonight. I don't want to stop doing this and then I'll lose my train of thought. So we'll do that on Saturday. We'll make a bow to go on last night's wreath, and we'll make our other wreath. So we're going to be making a bow, go on Home for the Holidays from last night on Saturday. Plus we're going to be making downtown New York with the yellow pickup truck Christmas wreath. And then next week I'll be on at least 3 times next week. And here we have the Dalmatian, and I have 2 other ones I wanted to do with all of you. If I feel that we can squeeze in a couple more Christmas, most definitely we will do. I can make Christmas until the 20th if we need to. But I do have a Happy New Year's coming in. I put the sign up today in our group. That is glitter. She puts glitter in her paint, and they're so beautiful. And the little bows come with the sign. And it has like the metal bracket at the top of the sign. And you can opt for it. It's no extra cost. And you can tie that in with the little metal bracket that's here. Or you can use the 2 holes and take that off. It's no extra charge. And it has a little bow on each one. We have Happy New Year's. We have spring. I had a 4th of July. And there was one more. Happy New Year's, spring, 4th of July. I'm trying to think. There's one more I showed. You guys got it. I posted it today. There's 4. Right? So we have a spring coming up. We have the New Year's that we're going to be doing in here. I got the 4th of July ahead of time. There's one more. I'm trying to remember what it is. I can't remember. Anyways, I posted it up in here for all of you to see. So we do have she was the only one that has the New Year's. So I was like, okay, why doesn't anyone else? Because people are asking for New Year's. So it'll be fun. So I got a sign coming in for New Year's. We have a spring, 4th of July, and I'm still trying to remember what the other one is. So, alright. So it's all it's the wait. I think it's a farm decor one. I'm trying to remember. But I got stuff. We have stuff to do to keep us busy all summer. So I'm excited. Alright, that being said, you see that I cut almost 2. So but we're probably gonna have extras. So don't, and I'll count it. Like I said, I'll count it for you. Alright, so we're doing 3 rolls at once. Oops. There we go. So we got 1. These are 10 by 10 inches. And you see, you don't have to cut it perfect. Don't be hard on yourself. It does not have to be perfect. This is very beautiful. There you go. So we're going to take it. Again, I'm taking the small ties, small. Taking 1/3, right here, 1/3 of your loops. Take your zip tie, you go into bar 2 on your square. So around bar 2, around all 3 loops at 1/3. Alright. Use the skinny zip ties, so you can use your Dollar Tree zip ties. They're fine. They're nice and thin. There you go. Take this 1 inch. You're going to pinch them. Move them over to the side. I kind of twist them to the side as I'm pinching them. Take your zip tie. Going around bar 3. Around your loops. Trying to think what I got that's gonna bother me now. There's 4 out there. There's a spring one, a New Year's one, 4th of July. I'm trying to think. I'll have to look at it. You'll see the post it made. It's gonna bother me though. Alright, see how beautiful? So pretty. We got our sky. This is my favorite, like I said. Let me look real quick. This is going to bother me. I'm going to try to think and I'm not going to be able to concentrate. Alright, let me see. I will tell you. And when you're done, when we're done, if you look down my page at the post in our group, you'll see the beautiful signs I'm talking about. And they're all glittered. Okay, so, yes. It must be spring. 4th of July, America is 4th of July, red, white, and blue. New Year's, oh, and back the blue for police officers. I was so happy. It's Blue Lives Matter. I was so happy to see that. It makes me happy because they're out there trying to help us. And so I'm looking for military. I did see a camouflage one. I'm looking for like a military to do. 4th of July, we look now, so I can plan it. We start that in May. You start your 4th in May. In June, you start your fall again. In July, you start mixing up your Christmas in it. So I am going to be doing like a strawberry one, a lemon wreath. We're going to do our farm decor. We're going to do fun stuff. We're going to do a lot of beach stuff. I want to do some horse stuff. I love horses. So like ranch type of wreaths, that's going to be a lot of fun. As you saw my horse we did this past spring. We're going to do some more like the western, all different types. Alright, so pinch again, 1/3, pinch your loop, take your zip tie, go around your center bar. Alright, because there's 3 bars on the square. Around the center. Pull it through. Alright, make sure that this is where you want it before you tighten it all the way down. It's where I want it. Cut this off. Perfect. 1 inch. I pinch it. I twist it to the side again. Take another zip tie around bar 3. Alright. Here we go. Remember that all this you're shaping as you're putting it on. And anything that you feel isn't right, don't be hard on yourself. You can always redo it. And we're the hardest critics on ourselves. I sometimes don't like anything. Sometimes I am so, like, I was unhappy with last night's wreath. Really unhappy. It bothered me all night. Where others are saying it was beautiful, we love it. I'm not happy with it. I need to put something else on it. So I'm my worst critic. And so that being said, everyone is the artist inside of them, and art is beautiful. Don't be hard on yourself. Okay, so we're going around, and you're learning. You're learning. Every day you learn something new, and you'll apply it to your artwork. And that's what makes art beautiful. We apply it. So I do want to do a couple other things this summer too. got our flowers to make. I saw, Marie, where you asked to do a bridal bouquet. Absolutely. I actually have one that we did on YouTube. I'm trying to remember what flower I did. I did a flower, and I actually made it was a rose, but I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's not the Chicago rose. It's another type of rose. And then I also did a bouquet, a bridal bouquet with it. It's like 2-in-1 tutorial on YouTube. But yes, we will do bridal bouquets. Okay, so we're going to take the zip tie, again, pinch it at 1/3. I just have to go get the stuff, and there's a certain type of tape that you use to put around your stems for the bride to hold their bouquet. But absolutely, spring is coming. We will make bridal bouquets, and we can even make the little, the things for prom to put around their wrist. We can do all kinds of stuff like that. I am more than honored to teach you all that. That's actually my favorite thing to do, is make stuff for weddings. So absolutely. On YouTube, I also have the coffee filter heart that is very popular to make for brides, for weddings. I have that I made 2 years ago on YouTube. I'm trying to remember the flower we made. Alright, so we're going to take this right here. Alright, it's bar 3 now. Right here, you're going to twist it 1 inch in. Alright, but we'll make a bridal bouquet. We'll make, we'll do all that. That's going to be fun. That's my favorite thing to do anyways. So you're definitely going to need your pearl sprays for a bridal bouquet. You're going to need your choice of color and your roses or flowers. You need some baby's breath. And there is a particular tape that I use. And when I find the cheapest, you can get it at Walmart, but there is a certain type of tape that you use, and it kind of like silks over it. It doesn't look like tape. And I'm trying to remember the name of it. I use it. It's expensive though. So I'm going to try and find the cheapest you can get, and I'll let you know. Paper Mart actually sells it. But you tape the bottom of your flowers to make it where the bride holds it. Alright? And it doesn't even look like tape. So, but yes, we'll make bridal bouquets. We'll make the boutonniere for the men, and I'll make the little one for the ladies for prom. Yep, we can do that. I saw that, Marie. Actually, that was a great suggestion. So when we do question and answer that we're going to do right after Christmas, we'll sit down and I will write a list of everything that you all want to learn in this group. And then I will plan, and remember, I have to get the money together to buy certain things. And then I'll let you know where I get it, what you need, and we'll plan. It's not something I can just do. I have to actually plan that. But there is a particular type of tape, and it's right there at the edge of my tongue. I know it because I've used it. Squishy, squishy, something tape. It's not cheap. But it's right there in the craft section at Walmart. They have the tape that you use for that. But Paper Mart also sells it. Okay, so we're going to take this right here. Now that we're at the corner here, instead of going in, I'm actually going to go up right here. Well, and we'll keep it here. I like this corner. So take it by 1 inch right here and right at this corner here. But remember, we got to fill that corner in, so you're going to go to bar 3, around your bar, around your loops by 1 inch. But yes, we'll do bridal bouquets, sweetie. I saw where you had asked, and absolutely. Bridal bouquets, boutonnieres. We'll do the little prom wrist thing. I'll even do another coffee filter wreath if you guys want. Those are very popular for weddings. And you can seal them. Of course, it's an inside thing, but it's something I did on YouTube. I showed everyone 2.5 years ago. I even used my husband in my picture where we renewed our vows on the Oprah Winfrey show. Yes, Oprah came. Here, I'm going to take this and pull it down and cut it. Oprah came to our town. God, it's about 8 years, 8 or 9 years. It was right, I was actually walking with my walker. It was right when I started to learn how to walk again. Got the feelings back in my legs. And it was after my second back surgery. And I was learning how to walk. It was, and the walker's behind my wedding dress. But Oprah came to our town, and it's called Love Town USA. And it's by Oprah Winfrey. And me and my husband renewed our vows right here in St. Mary's on her show. And it's like, I think the show is, because it's a series, I think there's 18 episodes of it. And you will see me and Chris. You'll see me walking down. You won't even know I have my walker. They did such a great job. And you'll see where they asked us questions, and I'm talking, and you even have pictures of me and Chris giving each other a kiss and saying I do and everything on her show. It was very exciting. Okay, so 1/3, pinch it. But it's called Love Town USA. And me and my husband renewed our wedding vows on the Oprah show. Like, it's gotta be 8. It's gotta be like 8 years ago. Anyways, I took that picture that I got, that they took, their photographer took, and I made a heart wedding wreath for weddings, and I used me and my husband's picture, put it in the center of it. Okay, so you're going to take it again, 1 inch. Remember, this is at your corner, alright? So you're going to have to kind of squish it up at the corner, taking it to the second bar here. But yes, it was very exciting, and it was very exciting. Lots of people were there. There was this lady she was such a, I see her all the time. She lives in our town. She actually wears these, she's from Africa, but her clothing, the hat and everything is beautiful that she wore for her wedding. It's not like an original, it's not like a white gown. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful. I met a lot of wonderful people. But she was a very, very, like, I keep forgetting her name, but every time we see each other in town, we always hug each other. She's very, very, very beautiful woman who I absolutely love. I'm trying to remember how you pronounce her name. Okay, so we're going to roll this. Anyways, it was breathtaking. I've never seen anyone dressed like that. It was beautiful. She's a beautiful lady. So anyway, I met people from, we're in a military town, so you have people from all over the world that live here from all these different places, and it's really neat because you get to know different people. And, a lot of times we'll get together, and the fun part is I get to know like their foods they eat. And I love it. And there was a lady, she was Jamaican. Oh, it was amazing. Anyways, I had an amazing time, lifetime memories from that. In a very dark time in my life, that was the sunshine that came through. Okay, so you can pinch it at 1/3. That was the sunshine that made me and my husband smile. So here we go. Around 1/3, right at the corner. Remember, we're trying to fill in this corner now. But yes, it's called Love Town USA. And if you watch, if you ever go on the O channel, Oxygen channel, which is Oprah's, they will play that series of Love Town USA, and you'll actually see, the episodes, because like I said, it's older. Alright, so pinch it here. But it was the most amazing time in our lives. She made me smile. Something that it was hard. That's the first time I ever talked about me being hurt was to her. And she's amazing. She doesn't air that part on. She just airs us getting married and why it was important for me and my husband to renew our vows. So, but it was a very, very wonderful time. All right, so pinch it by 1 inch. We met a lot of amazing people. So, friends for life. We have a lot of retirees from all over the world that renew their vows, and they are friends for life. Absolutely. Family. Like I said, I will see a lot of the people I met when we were doing that at the commissary, which is military, where you get your food. I'll see them in town. And because of, we met and we talked and we got to know each other, it's amazing relationships I have with these beautiful, beautiful people who I absolutely love. Like it's a world, and you'll see I'm very, very brittle. You will see I'm very thin in that. So don't say, oh God, Hermit. I was very thin because of the extreme surgery I had and everything that I was going through. And I had just got done having radiation and chemo, and my brain surgery wasn't not that far after that. So you're going to see I'm like 99 pounds, maybe 102. So don't say, oh gosh. No, it was an amazing time in my life when I was very sick. And it brought, like I said, it brought sunshine in my life. So 1/3, bar 2. So it just, I met friends for life, family for life. Alright, so take your zip tie and 1 inch in, zip tie onto your 3rd bar. So anyways, Marie, I have a coffee filter heart that you can make for a wedding. And I show you how to make it from start to finish on YouTube. It has a picture of me and my husband when we renewed our vows at the Oprah show. And then I'm trying to remember the flower we did. It's in the Rose family. And it's older. It's a pre-tape. These are all pre-tapes. So they're like 2.5 years old. And I did a bridal bouquet in there. So I'll have to look it up and I'll share it so you can actually see, because I already have one. But I'm going to show you all how to make bridal bouquets and boutonnieres and fun stuff. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun after Christmas. Just trying to get through our Christmas and open up the new year with all of you, my beautiful family. And we're going to have a lot of fun crafting and getting to know each other and loving one another, and I'm excited. Okay, so take 1/3, again, 1/3 of your loop around bar 2. We're almost done. I didn't use all that much, so I'll actually count it. I'll count by the zip ties and then times it by 3, and that'll tell us how many. Alright. 1. Remember 1 inch in. I think we can fit 1 more, and then we are done with this part. Alright, so 1 inch and then over to bar 3. Alright, and I think we're going to fit 1 more on there. 1 more. So bar 3, around your bar. It's bothering me that I don't know the name of that one. But like I said, they're pre-tapes. And I do a flower 2.5 years ago, a flower and a bridal bouquet, all in the same tutorial. And it's an easy one. It's a flower. I make a rose flower and make it into a bouquet. It's really beautiful. Alright, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and I think, see if that's where I want it. Again, perfect, yay! Alright, so I'm going to fill this up just right here at the edge right here. That's what we have so far. Yay, I'm so happy. Beautiful. It's going to be so pretty. It's going to be gorgeous. Alright, so let's take it. And then I will count it before we go to our next step. Alright, so roll 1. You're going to at least need 2 because I used more because this is thinner than anticipated. So it's been a roll and a half, but I'll tell you how many we cut. Alright, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. And you can make these as thin or as fat as you want in your loops. I want them a little bit thinner. Just a little bit. 1, 2, and just a little bit. It kind of opens up as you're applying it on. So I like mine a little bit thinner than what that was. Alright, so again, your zip tie. You go into bar 2. Again, it's 1/3. So pinch it at 1/3 of your loop. All 3 together. Alright. Make sure this is where I want it. Take 1 inch of your 3 loops. So you're just pulling your finger down, 1 inch down. Take your zip tie, bar 3. Alright, bar 3. This goes in. Don't worry about that. So bar 3. So our last one. I might add a couple more. We don't know, but it looks like it's going to be my last one. There we go. Twist it. I want it to go in. Yay. Okay. That's where I want it. Alrighty. Beautiful. Alright, let's count how many we got so you know how many to cut. Alright. Remember, there is 3. So you're going to need 1 piece to frame it on the outside, and that's going to help shape your square. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, there's 2 zip ties to each one. So again, let me recount it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 times 3. I'll tell you. 36. It seems like I had a little bit more than that. Hold on, let me double check because it seems like there's more than that on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's more like it. 15 times 3. Hold on. I have some left that I didn't use. So, alright. So, but it's 15 times 3. You're definitely going to want to get 2 rolls of it, okay? Okay, let me do this for you real quick. And see if I have a calculator for you. 15 times 3, 45. So 45 pieces of 10 by 10 inch for your loops. So 45 loops, alright? Plus, I took a piece and went and framed your square. Alright, so we're framed our picture in. I have some left over, so 45 pieces plus the piece that I used to frame it. So a roll, at least 2 rolls, it would come to about a roll and a half, a little over, that you would need. So 2 rolls of the sapphire blue from Craft Outlet ombre. Alright, so we're going to take this and we're going to add our beautiful manger on here. I'm so excited. Very excited. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. It's different. Very different. We don't want the same thing everybody has. We want different. At least I do. You can't sell anything if everybody's making the same thing. Alright, so you have choices. You take your cable mounts, and that is exactly what I'm going to do on this. So your cable, adhesive cable mounts, right? The little black ones that you can get from Amazon, or you can use the ones that I'm using, the ones I got left over from the signs that I bought from Lee. But you saw me use the black ones yesterday, and there's like $7 for 100 of them on Amazon. Alright, I'm going to take this and get this in. Oop. Just on the very edges here. Alright, this is a big manger, so it's a 3D manger we're doing. 3D, so it's going to be really cool looking. Now, you can take your zip ties with this, or because of how we're making it, let me see if I can find it. If I can't find them, then we're really taking zip ties. Right. Get some white pipe cleaners. Now remember that this is thick. You can take your floral wire as well. Alright, so we got one. This isn't coming off, it would. It's fine. There you go. And 2. Take it in. Now, you use the center bar to put your burlap on. So you have that outer, the inner bar, bar 3, to put this underneath your wire, your frame. Sorry, I'll turn it around in just a second to tie it up. No glue! No glue. You don't need glue. There you go. And make sure this is where you want it, though, okay? So you want it to be right there at the edge. Alright. I'm going to take it. Oops. Oh boy. I guess I'm going to put some glue on this because I just popped it. It's alright. Let's put glue on it just in case. Yeah. I'm going to put glue on this. Do not put staples in this. Don't do that. You'll actually ruin it. So I'm going to take the hot glue. It's going to actually melt this together. So that being said, if I had to do it over again, I would use floral wire. Okay? Just to be on the safe side. Floral wire melts really good on this. So I'm actually going to put glue on this. The glue is going to melt your adhesive and the plastic to your wood. So that just needs a little bit extra. If you look, there's like a slight finish. So anytime you have something with even a slight stain or finish, you're going to need a little bit extra of that, of a hot glue to adhere and bond it to the wood. Alright. You can also use your E6000 and you can put it on the back of your cable mount and glue that on. It comes in a tube of glue. So we're going to let it dry for just a second. Alright, that being said, we're going to use floral wire for this one. And I'm going to use silver for the star. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the floral wire and you're not going to see it because it's silver. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to tweet it where the star is. Alright, so one, I'm just tweeting it around it. You don't even see it because it's silver and matches it. But enough to get a nice grip on this so you can tie it on. Alright. So take it to this side. I'm going to tie it here. I'm going to take it over here. That way it goes on nice and even. And half right here. There. Take my lights off while that's drying. I'm going to take these off. These are from Walmart. And they are stars. They're perfect. I need to put my glasses on. Yeah, so definitely put a little bit of glue on that. Going to keep it, make sure it's dry before you tie it on. Right. If you use a staple gun, remember that that's pressed board, it can crack it. So I don't recommend a staple gun on press board. Because if you staple it, even though there's little staples in here, that's from at the very edges. If you go to staple it in here, it can crack it. So I don't recommend that. No, I don't. But I do say, definitely, you can get a Tuba E6000 or use your hot glue, and that melts the adhesive on there, right? And that'll do the trick. So we're taking this apart. These are our little stars. There's 18 stars, and they light up white. This is perfect. Perfect for a church. Beautiful. There we go. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. There. How I am. Sometimes these things are hard to pull apart. There we go. Beautiful for your church or in your home. Really, really beautiful. Alright. Put my glasses on for this. I'm going to move this over to the side. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I really, like I said, make sure this is dry. It's still a little bit sticky, so we'll let it dry just a second. Alright, I also have, if I feel I want to, we can put some little pearls in, and we have silver or white. I'm not sure if I want to do that, because you can take away from it being elegant and beautiful by adding too much in it. And you want the stars that are going to pop. If the stars are not enough, then I'll add stuff in it. But remember, this is a manger. So you don't want to put too much either. Alright, we're good. There we go. Alright, again, take this to your third bar. Push this through. There's one. Take this side. Third bar. You're just pushing your burlap over and pushing this under that bar. Alright, push it back. I'm going to just twist it. Twist it. Make sure before you get it too tight that manger is where you want it. The manger is where I want it. Perfect. Alright, so I'm going to take this, go under. Make sure this is nice and tight. And yes, you can use your floral wire. You don't have to use this. You can use your zip ties too. However, with the zip tie, with this, you saw how it was easy to pull that. Be careful because you can go too tight. And remember, this is press board, so you don't want to ruin the manger either. So it's just a little bit safer just to use these than or your floral wire when putting it on. Alright? This is just like floral wire, but it's got the coating over it on your pipe cleaners. Alrighty. Here's our beautiful manger. Perfect. You can put one more at the top if you want, but you don't need it. Alright. There you go. I'm going to put my star on, the big one, and then I'm going to feed those in, the lights. And I want my star right here. So take this again, pull it through. Remember, we edged this out. We framed it out with our mesh. So it's perfect. So I put it in and around. I'll flip this over for you when I'm done. Here we go. One. I'm going to move these loops over though, because you don't want to ruin the frame either, so it's really important you kind of get it in between there. There, that's better. Much better. Alright. Take it gently. In between one and your center, around your center bar. Alright, move your loops over so you don't ruin the shape of your wreath. Alright, of your 3D wreath. This is 3D, by the way. This I'm pointing up for everybody to see, but you guys are the only ones that know how to make it. But I guarantee everyone's going to fall in love with it. It is beautiful. Alright, I'm going to just wrap this around. Oh. Put that little corner right there. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. Alright, we're going to take our lights. It's beautiful. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, this is so pretty. Alright, this is floral wire. Alright, I'm going to actually pop it. Well, let's do it like this. Put this underneath. Alright, so with this, I am gonna take it, put it around your loops. You're gonna try and feel for your bar, and you're just gonna pinch it around the bar, okay? So first, we want to make sure, because there's only 18 on here, alright? So we want to make sure that we get where you can see them. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna push it down. Around my bar. I do want to take, oh, that's good. Good. I was like, okay, please tell me you're going to be too loose. It's not. Take this. Over here. Take this down here to this bar. All I'm doing is wrapping it around the bar because it's floral wire. Now, if you need to take a zip tie to do this, you can. It bends, alright? It bends around the wire. You can actually go through it once you get where you want it, and then you can place your zip ties over it. Take pieces of floral wire to adhere it on, to tie it on, okay? So you can do several different things with this. But there you go. Do I kind of get further over that? Let's get this over here. Take a little bit of hot glue and put that right behind her to light it up. Light your manger up. There you go. In. Underneath our star. And take this, and again, right here, where our floral wire is, where the frame is, take this, it's just like floral wire, bend it around it, and like I said, you can go through this, and you can tie little zip ties around it, or take yourself real tiny pieces of your floral wire, and just tie it around it, but it bends right over it. There you go. And then take this and tie it onto our star to end it. It bends right on it. Alright. You can't even tell. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, so I'm going to get a little bit of hot glue right where, move this over, the star is just a tad smidge. Remember, it bends right on there, so just a little tad. Push it, not a lot, just enough, just a little smidge. And it's going to adhere the metal and the light on behind Mary. Right? I'm going to take this, flip it over. You're going to take this down. Now you have choices, but you want to have it where it can hang. So actually the best place, because this is thicker, this is down. So it'll kind of dangle right here, and you can still hang it up and have your lights. Take a zip tie. Push the zip tie in. And here we go. Let me put this up. I was going to put some pearls on it. It's going to ruin it. We don't want to ruin perfection. And this is one beautiful, absolutely gorgeous manger wreath. Let's see if I can get my thing to happen. See if we'll get it. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it on this without it falling on me. Oh, you can see the beautiful shape of it, the true shape of a square wreath. There we go. Get this up. It always looks lopsided, but it's not. There we go. Alright. There we go. And of course, it'll be different. Remember, this is on a metal frame that's kind of lopsided, holding it up. So it's going to look a little lopsided, but it's not. It's actually even. So, alright. Put and move over one. Maybe that'll help. But it's the actual. Alright. So there you go. And then I'll take pictures of it hanging up and post it. But it is absolutely breathtaking. Perfect. Okay. Beautiful. And this is something different.